It's a disgrace here. There should be an investigation. This is what's wrong with boxing. This is what chases our great fans away from this great sport.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. Saturday night we got high stakes Matchroom's card featuring Scott Quigg defending his WBA regular title against Kiko Martinez, but also on the undercard.
I love what you done that. That was quite smart.
No, that's the main event, so that's the card. But also on the undercard.
No, I mean the way you mentioned the belt. You don't need to mention it, but you said it. You purposely said.
No,
why didn't you defend his world title?
I'm a Quigg fan. I'm a Quigg supporter. Yeah, we all know it's a race, so don't try and make something that it's not.
Sorry, sir.
Let's go. So, but on the undercard, we've got Darleys Perez versus Anthony Crolla for the WBA title.
I mean, honestly, it's WBA.
It's the WBA.
Yes.
And also, Martin Murray returns in a quick turnaround against a guy I'm gonna read called. I can't read this guy's name. Merizet Barachakerevic.
That's quite a good attempt. Yeah, I can't even try. That's quite a good attempt.
Alright. Yeah. Let's start with Perez versus Crolla. Let's be fair. It was a fight no one expected to have for Crolla. Rumour has it that he possibly was not going to fight again.
Yeah.
All credit to Matchroom for getting in the fight, but is it the fight he should be having considering what's happened the past 6 months?
Oh no. No. The problem for Anthony Crolla, or for Eddie Hearn, or for anyone really, is that, look, Crolla's that kind of lovable person. Everyone likes Crolla. I like Crolla a lot. I'm really high on Crolla. Not just the person, but his boxing skills. I'm really high on him. Maybe we were led to believe the injuries were a lot worse than they said. Because for me, I thought it was career-threatening. Initially, I thought life-threatening injuries. And then I thought, oh, definitely career-threatening. Yeah. You know, we're talking fractured skull, all the rest. And I thought, well, there's no way he passes a medical on the British Boxing Board of Control. It's impossible. Yeah. And then I thought, okay, if he is coming back, all power to him. Yeah. Let's see him on a 4-rounder, 6-rounder, 8-rounder. Look, Matchroom have cards every month. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to put him on a Matchroom card. You could put him on a Josh Goodwin card, a Dave Coldwell card.
They had that fight pass thing as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Put him on any card. Let him have a 6-rounder.
There's options. I don't like going over old news, but we end up repeating ourselves sometimes. I mentioned on This Week in Boxing months ago when this fight was first announced that.
What, when it was supposed to be Richard Apple, you mean?
No. When this fight was announced.
Oh, when this fight was announced. Okay. Yeah.
And I said something along the lines of that. Crolla's sparring. His friends, the guys in his camp, are not going to really spar him knowing the injuries he had. Yeah? No one's really going to put it on him knowing. And even a guy that, even if you bring someone else in, there might be little whispers around, remember, he had that head injury. Don't target the head too much. I don't know. I'm just thinking the way, if it was my boxing club, or if it was my friends or my family or whatever, I would say take it easy and work it in and work it out. As Crolla has a manager, has a trainer, and he knows his ability, and Crolla himself has that belief, he wants to push forward. But I do not believe for 1 second that he's had a very an official 100% training camp. Because I feel the guys he sparred with would have been a little less on him.
Who's to blame? And I don't want to say blame because look, again, it's a world title fight. It's good money. It's hard to use that word blame, but I think you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Who's responsible for saying no or yes to this fight? Does it come down to Anthony Crolla? Does it come down to Gallagher? Does it come down to Eddie Hearn? Family, friends?
It comes down to Crolla. And here's where it comes down to Crolla. Crolla's a fighter. It would be unfair, regardless if it's the right or wrong decision, for Eddie Hearn to be given the offer saying, look, Perez's promoter says, look, we want to fight Crolla, blah, 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 for X amount of money. And Eddie Hearn goes, shh, don't tell Crolla. He has to give him the opportunity to look, there was an offer made. I don't think it's a good idea, but I just got there was an offer made. Crolla proved his fighting heart in why he got into this altercation, saving his neighbours from being robbed, chasing these guys down. Crolla's a professional boxer. Crolla could look after himself. But just remember, Crolla's not a big guy. You know what I'm trying to say? Grown-ass men, 6'5" men wouldn't chase down 2 burglars. You get my point I'm trying to say, yeah? So it shows his fighting heart, his fighting spirit.
Injuries aside now, he's been passed by the British Boards and Boxing Control. We know that he's done the medicals. He would have done all of those sort of tests. We're looking at a guy that's on a decent run. Yeah, it's on a decent run. He had that kind of warm up fight-ish in Ireland on I think a Matthew Macklin card. I could be wrong. I think it was a Matthew Macklin card. And then he's beaten the likes of Gavin Rees. He's beaten the likes of John Murray. He had the draw with Derry Matthews. So putting all the injuries aside, is he ready for a world title fight? Is he world level?
As much as I like Crolla, I think he's talented. Honestly and truly, I think he's European level.
Okay.
I think he could mix it at the lower end of world class, but I don't think he is world class as of yet. When I look at who he's fought and when he's fought them and the way he's fought, yes, it looks good. But again, Gavin Rees, yes, a former world titleist. Gavin Rees ain't been a world titleist for 5-6 years. Gavin Rees is a very good fighter. I like Gavin. You know how much I like Gavin Rees already. But you had to be fair at the time of when he fought them. Much I like Darleys Matthews, and he has got that equaliser. I think he's that one step behind world class. He's got to prove it. I think Darleys Matthews has more in the tank right now, as it stands today, than Crolla.
Okay.
And if I can't give Darleys Matthews world class honours, I can't give Crolla world class honours.
Who's the best lightweight?
I think
in the
they're both
country?
there. Oh,
Kevin Mitchell.
you could say Kevin Mitchell, yeah, because he's fought more high profile people, and he's lost to all of them.
But
yeah,
they've been high profile.
but they're high profile, and he's shown himself well.
Yeah.
But I think his performance against Linares in his last fight makes him number one.
Sometimes I look at the world scene, especially at Nicola right now. You look at Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell fought Linares.
Yeah.
Tougher fight.
Yeah.
If Kevin Mitchell fought Perez, Kevin Mitchell beats Perez, I think.
Yeah.
See, you know what I mean? It's almost. I'm not saying it's unfair who you get or what route should go down, but it's like Crolla could be a world champion come Saturday evening, and there's Kevin Mitchell who isn't. But I think Kevin Mitchell would beat the likes of Abril and even Darleys Perez.
Yeah, Darleys Perez is a good fighter. I've seen a couple of his fights. The fight I remember the most was the Gamboa fight.
Yeah.
And that fight tells me a few things. That one, he can handle speed.
Yes.
He can handle power, and he's got a decent chin. Yeah, because if you can't take that, Gamboa will put you down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, Gamboa at this time was again around the top 10 pound for pound in the world.
Was.
So you got to look at exactly where it is. Darleys Perez is the type of guy that, even if he's not the most skillfulest and he doesn't have all, he's got the intangibles that make him world class.
Yeah.
I make Darleys Perez a favourite, but I think he will have. They always say to be a champion, you've got to defend your belt.
Yeah.
Darleys Perez didn't win the belt and he hasn't defended the belt, so he wants to go out there and try and make a statement, and that might give Crolla the opportunity to actually pull an upset.
So I look at Crolla. I think when we've done a Scott Quigg video recently, I said Scott Quigg's a 7 out of 10 for everything. I said power, movement, speed. I kind of give that to Crolla as well, but I give Crolla an 8 or 9 in the sense that just for endurance. I've watched Crolla's fights, and the gas tank doesn't run out.
His fight with Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, good example.
Yeah, again, it doesn't run out. Murray put them hard for the first 6 rounds. Crolla was still there, still working, still using his jab, boxing abilities all there.
Yeah.
My fear for Crolla is, look, for any fighter really, once you come off the injuries he's come off, and they're not done through injuries in the ring, I don't know if you become tentative when, because he sometimes stands in the booth and throws and trades. Would he do that? Would he go back to his natural Crolla, or would he use different tactics because we know he's got these injuries?
Yeah, give him credit for taking the fight, and I think he's got the opportunity to make a statement, but I don't think he's going to win. Yeah, I think sometimes, okay, let's be honest, life and sports and anything you do is about winning, but sometimes winning is not everything. And you know, it's not that you tell your kids, but sometimes winning is not everything. Sometimes you could win, you could lose, but you win. Okay. And he's won for just being back in the ring for me. Thank you. You get my point. Yeah, you get my point. I'm trying to say it's a good story. He's come back. He's fighting at world level, a level he weren't fighting at previously. So you know, it's like a change of event. And I'm trying. He's got the whole support behind him. Everyone's out there to support him and be there for him. So yes, it's like a coming out party, and so it's a win for him either way. British boxing, and this kind of goes off the subject and on the subject slightly. We spoke about this boom in British boxing. I think we've mentioned about, oh my god, we've got so many belts, and blah blah blah. Is it deceiving in the sense that of all the world type champions I think we've got, and again, correct me, I don't think any of them are number one in their division. And what I mean by that is back in the day, years ago, Nassim Mohammed, when he was coming up in featherweight back, we kind of thought he was rubber stamp number one. Calzaghe was number one, Lennox Lewis was number one. Even to an extent, Eubank and Ben, even though they didn't go over to American fighters, you still thought they didn't need to. Is there something here where you kind of feel like we've got all these world titles, British boxing's booming, Anthony Crolla could be a world champion, for example, on Saturday. Okay. I don't think Anthony Crolla, off the top of my head, gets in my top 10 lightweights in the world. No, he wouldn't hit my top 10 either. Do you know what I mean there? Okay. I'll get your point, but I won't blame British boxers, I'll blame sanctioning bodies. Yeah. Too many fucking belts. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. All right then. I'm not gonna start picking on all the world titles, yeah. But taking the standard belts, which is the main 4,
Yeah.
and then the emeritus,
Yeah.
the regulars,
Yeah.
the interims,
Silvers.
the supers, the silvers.
Yeah.
You get my point, yeah. So yes, you're saying we've got a lot of world titles, but I mean, let's go. If you look at in America or Puerto Rico, they have a lot of world champions as well, and they're not the best in the division either. Because there's too many world titles.
So quick prediction on this fight. You said Crawler's going to lose.
I'm going for Perez on points. Yeah. I think Crolla will put a good show in, and to be fair, I think Perez on points, but I wouldn't be shocked if there was a stoppage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going the other way. I don't know why. You know, sometimes I think we've done it with the Flanagan fight where you said your head says one thing but your heart says another thing. My head says, look, you can't come back from this type of injuries. Don't forget, minus injuries, guys. You can't come back from that kind of layoff for a world title fight. But there's something about Crolla in his recent performances where I feel like sometimes something just clicks and you think, I just feel like before all the injuries it was clicking for Crolla, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it still does click for him. And I think that he will eke one out. It's that Manchester arena. He loves being out there. We're talking 10,000 people. Can he do it? You never know.
Yeah.
And I think you never know. Sometimes these Americans come over. Oh, Perez is not American, but you know what I mean. They come over from America and they come with these great records and fantastic performances. And sometimes even those guys get caught out by the lights and the noise of the British crowd.
Exactly.
We're sort of Jeff Lacey. We've seen it so many times before.
Yeah.
And can Crolla go down to the well one more time? I think he can.
Rabbit in the headlights, isn't it?
Rabbit in the headlights. I don't think you get a noisier crowd than the British crowd sometimes.
Let's move with Martin Murray.
Yes, because someone asked us to do this.
He's been added to the card.
Yes.
I think it's good that he's been added to the card, i.e. staying active. He was out 3 weeks ago. And he wants to get accustomed to the super division.
I'm not having it.
He's world-class fighter.
Yeah.
But is he fighting world-class opposition right now?
No, he's not. And, you know, I don't even mind if you're fighting European class. I don't even mind if you fight British class.
Yeah.
Don't give me the #1 Russian who's ranked. I'll give you what Boxrec said. Boxrec, again, people might not like Boxrec, but Boxrec chucks them all in the stats and figures. It's quite good because they're not favourable to any sanctioning body. Boxrec have this guy, I think, ranked number 147 if my eyes are right.
Yeah.
Now, look, people might say, yeah, he's not a comeback fight for Martin Murray this season.
Yeah,
you know
he's
what I mean?
fight already.
He's had this comeback fight. And
But
he
it's
lost to
short
GGG.
notice.
It was
But
short
it's
notice.
short notice.
Yeah, but step it up now.
Yeah.
Murray's a world-class middleweight. To me, a world-class middleweight goes into super middleweight and you're world-class.
Yeah.
You're talking 8 pounds. Talking 8 pounds.
You're right. I think the problem what happened is that Murray always said that he's never struggled to make middleweight. He was always in
what he said?
middleweight. Yeah, from years ago, like middleweight was his division. He was cool there. Everything was fine. I think that extra 8 pounds, which is basically just over half a stone. Guys are bigger at half a stone.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Any guys that anyone that goes to a gym or knows anything about doing any sort of real work, any physical work.
8 pounds of muscle.
8 pounds is a big.
It's not a joke. Yeah, some people take steroids to get that shit.
Go get a guy who's 14.5 stone and get a guy who's 15.5 stone. You know who's the bigger guy.
Yeah.
Know what I mean, frame wise, stature wise, muscle wise.
One thing I will give a blight for Martin Murray is that obviously his last fight, I think he came in at 173.
Yeah.
So I think this time he just wants to make 168, see how he feels at 168, and then they make a decision.
That's what I'm trying to say. That I think he's fighting regularly at this weight, the way it is right now, just to feel how the weight is on him, how these guys are much bigger or stronger than him, to balance it out. That's what I think.
They've signed him. Eddie Hearn signed him, and I'm very confused as to, you know, like when we see what's the
Direction.
path, and because of Rocky Ford and Canada, we know they're going to fight. The girl seems to have gone.
Apparently September now.
Yeah. The girl seems to have gone to people, whatever. We'll do another video on that soon. Carl Froch is retiring. George Groves is not with Matchroom, he's with Sowlands. Everyone seems to think it's with Matchroom. I'm not quite sure what the plan is for Martin Murray here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think 160 is still a good division for him, but, you know.
We'll see.
We'll see. Alright, there you go. So, obviously, Martin Murray win.
Martin Murray win, yeah.
Yeah, mate, stoppage.
Stoppage, yeah, early.
So I agree as well. There you go, guys. So Andy Crolla back after which was horrific injuries. A lot of people didn't think he would be back in the ring, let alone fighting this soon. I mean, so all power to him. But sometimes are you too brave for your good? I mean, are boxers too brave for their own good sometimes? And it sounds like, I think, again, this is me from looking on the outside looking in, I think he's too brave for his own good. And I think he should have been in a 4-rounder or a 6-rounder or anything, a warm-up, anything, before he goes straight in against a highly ranked lightweight competitor for a world title. But who are we? I mean, he's probably been waved that big money check and can't turn that money down sometimes, you know what I mean? You only get that money options once, and you only get world title chances once. So who can be blamed? So look, I'm going for Andy Crolla win. Ryan's going for a possible Perez stoppage, late stoppage or a win.
Nah, I think it'll be points, but if there was a late stoppage, I wouldn't be surprised.
There you go. And Martin Murray's on the card as well. So tune in, it's going to be good. High stakes indeed.